All right, so the difference between the heart and the heart chakra. Now, the chakra system, and this is according to what I was shown by my own Hyperborean, um, well, past lives, but also guides. Okay, shown to me was that, at the time of the Great Fall, or not the Great Fall, but the flood, when humanity had that mass catastrophe and was nearly wiped out, that was a massive trauma to the entire human race. Well, all life on Earth, but particularly, the human race carries this deep in our records. And what the Hyperboreans did to assist us in coming back into our form, into our bodies, was they gifted us what we refer to as that seven chakra Vedic model, that chakra system. Okay, but before that chakra system was gifted to us, we had a beating heart. Okay, we had physical bodies. We were operational. We were just heavily. Okay, there's a massive thunderstorm rolling in, guys. So if the signal gets bad, that's why. So we were heavily traumatized, and we're also faced with rebuilding civilization. Okay, so to help us with that, they gifted us what we refer to as that chakra model, specifically the Vedic one. Now, not everybody received that gift. Only certain areas of civilization received the chakra system gift from the Hyperboreans. And once that was woven into the psychic body and eventually anchored into the light body, okay, because it does get anchored into the light body eventually, that is that system. And it was geared towards, as so they say, geared towards helping humans deepen their consciousness, have more of their quantum, so to speak, embodied within their biosuit. So it was actually also an activating process, a DNA activating process. Because of the trauma, a lot of it was shut down. So it was in an effort to reactivate our capacities. Now, of course, there were many different agendas unfolding at the same time during that time on this planet. So some took advantage of that system and started implanting programs, and others didn't. So it really depended on the region. But the physical beating heart has a very potent electromagnetic field, and it actually beats to its own rhythm via the SA nodes within the heart. Okay, so the heart is, well, we're taught that it's a pump, but it's not a pump. It's actually a vacuum. Okay, the heart is what keeps this body going. It's what keeps our life happening, right? And that electromagnetic field is a very potent organizing force, and in the very center of that field is a quantum point, a point of total oneness. It is embodied in a single atom that is unified with all of existence. And that, my friends, is located in the physical beating heart, not the heart chakra. The heart chakra, for lack of a better way of explaining it, the chakra system is an overlay to the default form of the human construct, the biosuit construct. And that's why you have such a controversial issue about those star seeds that talk about chakra removal, because the mere concept of that, to many, many, many people that know about them and study them and work with them, that is something absolutely absurd. Who would do that, right? But I've been around. I've worked with many different evolved beings, star seeds, and it can be done, and it does get done. And it's not because you have to have them removed to be a self-realized being. It's that that being feels like they need to be removed for them to become self-realized. It's important for that being to do it. So therefore, it happens for them. Okay. A lot of times it's just intuitively done. Okay. I've had starseeds, one particular young man, tell me that, all his life he had debilitating, um, debilitating allergies, and he couldn't do anything because he was always suffering with these terrible allergies. And then one night when he was laying in bed, he felt the presence of his guides come, and he felt, a benevolent presence really strong come towards him more and more and more. And then he got this intuitive hit that it's time for these chakras to unwind themselves. And by time by time the process was done, he went into a deep altered state. By time the process was done, he just had 3 golden energy centers, and he never had allergies again. That was his story. So, you know, who's to say? I'm not going to tell him he's full of crap, because the rules as I was taught, you know, as I was taught, tell me that's impossible. No, this is a new paradigm human finding his self, having a self, having a huge step towards his own self-realization. That's freaking amazing, right? So, we have to hold the things that we think we know with a grain of salt. Really let yourself hold it lightly, because our reality has been getting framed up for us by other forces for many tens of thousands of years, if not hundreds of thousands of years. Okay. And this new paradigm is unraveling all of those rules, all of those constructs. Saturn itself is getting reconstructed, right? Saturn is the one that holds the being currently known as Saturn, that is in how we perceive in our reality, in our solar ring, holds the structures for us. Saturn is getting reconstructed. Saturn has ice on its poles. Saturn's rings are melting. Okay, this is impact that whatever happens to these planets, to these beings that are around us, it happens to us because it's all a part of us. You see what I mean? So the signs are there that new paradigm is coming, and we are breathing into it. The signs are there if we look. And I get questions all the time about the solar flash. Is that going to happen? I feel like it's happening. The more we wake up to our infinite nature in our biosuit, that is facilitating that flash. You see what I mean? Because we are not separate from the sun. We are not separate from the earth. We are not separate from the planets. We're not separate from each other. We are all this intricate web of beings. And what happens over here, it has a ripple effect over there. This is why the war that's broke out there in the Orion part of the galaxy affects us, even though we're many hundreds of thousands of light years away. Okay, it's all intricately connected.